snapper is until you don't have one.
Oh, no
You know,
shit.
You're way
yeah. I mean, yeah. A very good friend of ours plays for San Francisco. He's the long snapper at San Fran. Yeah, Tabor Pepper. He started every game at Michigan State as a freshman. He came in at 6'4", 174 pounds. And he graduated, he's like 240. Now he's a little bit bigger. Yeah. Amazing, right? Oh, yeah?
I told her that I was in the house still wellness check.
Yeah.
I was scared. Well, you know, I didn't even think about it. I tried to call you and then yelled at me because you don't have
have my phone.
I can see one of the assistant coaches motion.
I passed him on 50. I was going to text you. When I
Right.
went out earlier, he was pulling in. I was going to have you holler at him.
Oh, that's awesome.
It looked like he had just woken up.
Who's got that's missing? There you are.
We're coming.
All right, how you
I got it.
Hey,
How
John,
about
you just
guys?
stick this BZA stuff on the back to just check it for next week.
What?
Give me that crappy chair.
Variance
Oh.
stuff for Caudell.
Betty?
For,
Yeah, that's his variance. We had to
Give it
forward
to
that
Billy.
BZA
right,
one way or another.
right.
But yeah, there will be a BZA this month.
Yeah. What is it gonna be, the 28th?
I think it's 28th, yeah. That sounds right. Yes,
Okay, cool.
it's on the finding of fact already.
Okay.
All right, let's call this September meeting of the Advisory Planning Commission to order. Roll call, please.
Jim Crook,
Here?
Derry Hutcherson,
Here.
Dylan Little is absent. Owen Cross. Here. Brett Bondurant,
Yes, sir.
Lenny Fryman,
Present.
Tony Abbott,
Here.
Attorney Tom Blondell,
Here.
and myself.
We all had a chance to review the minutes of the last meeting. If so, do we have a motion and or a second to approve it? All in favor?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion accepted. Do we have a staff report tonight?
I've put an insert in your packet. We have a special meeting October 26th at 5 p.m. for all of my boards plus council. We're going to discuss redoing the whole zoning code. Kind of excited about that. And then I've got your first report from the new online system for permitting. And I'll be able to put the permit reports and the collection reports in there for you from here on out.
Okay. New business. Do we have a rep for Layman Engineering in attendance?
Leisman?
If so, step up to the podium.
This is one I've already gone through and reviewed. If they're not here. This is a lot split for the lot next to O'Reilly. They've got all the required documentation on it, creating a 0.9395 acre parcel for future development.
Do we have any questions from the board? Questions from the audience? Do we have a motion and or a second to approve the plat?
I'll make that motion to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion accepted. Next, do we have a rep for JDJ Surveying in attendance?
Yes, I do. Good evening. My name's Dennis Krause Jr., JDJ Surveying and Engineering. I submitted a survey plat showing a land division off of Arling House Properties LLC down behind Arch Tool Rental next to Gilman's. It's a 2.5 acre tract proposed to be conveyed to Gilman's for future expansion.
Okay, do we have any questions from the board? Questions from the audience? Do we have a motion or a second to approve the plat?
I'll make that motion to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion approved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Plan commission will have to see that, or council will have to see that yet. Are you sure the surveyor's going to approve this? Sure the county surveyor's going to approve this? If you want to leave it here, I'll get signatures on it, and we'll have council here.
While they're talking, do we have a rep for Eagles in
They
attendance?
always like to run the plan commission first, and then council. But yeah, I'll take it.
Where's our man at?
You.
It's gonna be,
I can be a rep for it. I'm an officer there.
Thank you.
Okay.
I worked along with John to, as far as getting everything, all the requirements for the permitting, everything for the Eagles to build a new building. Quite a bit of paperwork and quite a bit of stuff that had to be taken care of there. So I'm pretty sure we got everything that you need. John, is there anything that we're missing or?
It meets all the site plan review requirements. We're still awaiting a geotechnical report to assure us that the soils are good for building on. Building will be built in, the site will be worked on in 2 phases. Our first phase is going to be building the new structure. Second phase will be demo of the old structure and finishing the parking lot.
Okay, do we have any questions from the board? Any questions from the audience? Do we have a motion and or a second to approve the site plan?
I'll have to abstain from the vote since I'm an officer and member of the Eagles.
Okay,
Yeah, and me also.
Can we do a roll call vote once you do get a motion and second on that?
I'll make a motion to approve it then.
I'll second it.
okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Accepted. Thanks, Mark.
Do you want to still do a roll call?
Just, we had our 2 abstentions, and then everybody else voted yes. I can go with that.
Okay.
Just make sure it's clear for the record.
Do we have a rep for We Engineering in attendance?
Why he?
Why he, I'm sorry.
Bill Terry with Y Engineers.
You want to go ahead and tell us what you want to do?
We're here for hopefully the new tidal wave car wash out by O'Reilly. It's got, I believe, 26 free vacs, and it's pretty much an automated car wash.
Wow. Now we have one in Greendale and one in the Berg.
Yeah, we're tidal wave. There's 100. They're out of Atlanta, Georgia. There's about 100 nationwide. They are coming up north. I lived in St. Louis the last 3 years, and there was 3 of them out there. Pretty very comparable to Mike's and Cruz. So cleanliness and getting your car done. So
Any questions from the board?
No, I'm sorry. I mean, you know, there's a couple going in now here in town.
They're not-
That don't matter.
they're not scared. No,
I'm just
No.
saying it's going to be
It's-
pretty competitive.
you'll be impressed. It's like I said, it's very comparable to Mike's and Cruz. So I have a Toyota FJ, and I go through Mike's all the time, and doesn't get it clean. So
Any questions from the board or the audience?
On this one, we're still awaiting NDOT approval for the driveway and a few other items. I'll ask for board approval this evening, and then once everything else is in, we'll get him permitted.
So do we have a motion and or a second to approve the site plan?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion accepted.
thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Does that motion need to include pending the formats or no?
Site plan review is just a portion of the needs for the permit approval.
Yeah.
I cannot issue until the rest of it's in. That's how we normally do it.
Okay.
Okay, and last but not least, Steve, you want to come up and give your presentation?
Okay, first one's going to be the access drive.
Okay.
I got-
Steve Cadell with 4 Speed on 50. So I've been working with John on some changes with the site plan, particularly as it relates to an access drive connecting the fuel center. So we had approval.
I had a conference call with NDOT engineers this morning, just for the fact that they had previously denied a application for this driveway because it was in the right-of-way. They feel better about it now that it's pushed back. Of course, their recommendation was to push it back as far as possible. I said, we can't move any farther back because that'll be too much earthwork. Between staff review and NDOT review, we're comfortable with it if it has stop signs at each end of the little access drive. And I'd like to see a no left turn as you come out onto 50, so it'll put you farther back, making a left turn away from the turn lane on 50, if that makes sense.
So what you're saying, you'll be able to make a left turn, but you're going to have to
Go
go
to the west
way
end of
on
the
down.
site where there's
Yeah.
a bigger curb cut,
Mm-hmm.
or snake back out and make your left turn back at the stop line,
Yeah.
which I think would be safer.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that. We did have prior approval of this drive pending
Pending
permit
NDOT approval,
from
yes.
from
So
NDOT, but
approval's
NDOT
ready, but with the
didn't want
change-
us in the right of way.
Right.
So they denied that permit. So that's why we're back to move it out of the right of way, make NDOT happy.
Okay, so do we have any other questions from the board or the audience? Do we have a motion and/or a second to approve the site plan?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion accepted.
Thank you.
Okay.
So
Next
you
one's
want
Mr. Caudell as well.
to go ahead with?
So the next one is related to the signage for the diner itself. There's going to be neon wrapping around the top of the diner, and I believe, is that the only, is the
That's your
signage is
only-
okay?
Yeah, the signage, so what we're asking for is, per code, he's only allowed to put a neon strip across the front face of the building, and he'd like to wrap the whole building in neon. Because it exceeds the maximum per code, he needs to come for a variance.
I see.
We got to send this to the BZA then?
Yes.
How long will you have the lights on with that of an evening?
That's a good question.
One reason
The
I'm
diners,
asking is like the apartments there, is it going to be awful bright to just discourage them so they can't sleep, especially the ones on that end?
I wouldn't think the neon.
it's just red neon, so I don't think it'll be very bright. I mean,
I don't either.
Bother?
I
there's street lights out there.
Complex for 10 years. I don't think it'll be a problem at all.
There's some street lights out there that are probably brighter than the neon will be.
Yeah.
Did your sign installer do a light analysis where they show the amount of lumens as it approaches the property line?
I don't know the answer to that.
We can gather that before the BZA, if they've got it. That's a quick phone call to Kevin.
Okay. Because of where the diner's positioned and having a road basically on both sides, it makes sense, in my opinion, to wrap it.
Yep.
So you've got
Yeah,
that,
it looks good.
that all the way around, plus seeing it going down 50 east and west on the side would be.
What are the hours of operation? You know,
We've talked about it. I have somebody else who's actually going to be operating the diner. He's got a couple other restaurants down here in Lawrenceburg that he's currently operating. So it's something we talked about, but it's not going to be 24/7. So,
No all-night breakfast, huh?
no, not all-night breakfast. So, yeah, it'll probably, I don't know, 10 o'clock, I don't know, something like that, so.
And then will you turn the lights off after operating hours over?
Well, I don't know, that's a good question. I mean,
That's why we're curious.
yeah, I don't, it's something I never really gave much thought to. I think it'd be nice to leave them on just for, for looks. No different than the 4-speed on 50 auto park sign burns
Right.
over all night. It'll be on probably, I'm guessing it might be on some sort of a photo cell. So with that being the case, it may stay on
Dawn to dusk.
till dawn to dusk, yeah,
Dawn, rather.
yeah. Yeah. That's my guess. And probably would be my preference, just for,
Aesthetics.
it'll look nice, yeah, yeah.
But you're thinking that that won't be a disturbance to the people that live in the apartments there to be able to sleep and all that?
I don't think it'll bother.
I think the residents of those apartments are probably pretty appreciative to get that whole corner and alley cleaned up here the last couple of years, like Steve's
Yeah.
done.
Oh, yeah,
They
there's no
can't
doubt
wait
about
till
that.
the restaurant's there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure they can.
Yeah, if they complain, you can come over, I'll give them a burger. No, they've been very gracious over there in that apartment building, that they, really enjoy being next to those guys. Good people there, yeah.
You said the wrong thing about giving them, I might just say I live over there just so I can get a free burger.
Do we have a motion to forward the variance request to the BZA with no recommendation, favorable recommendation, or recommendation to deny?
I'll make a motion to forward it to BZA with a favorable.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion accepted.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Steve.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you down there.
Thank you. We'll see you in 4 weeks.
Gonna look good, Steve, you get it done.
Yeah.
Very impressed.
Any old business?
I think on that note, I think he mentioned the diner itself should be in sometime in October.
Oh, really?
Modular unit to be installed on site,
Yeah, that's what he
Coming
was,
in from Florida, right?
wherever it's coming from.
that's what he was back there, me and him was talking about.
That's why we're in a hurry to get the signage done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine. Just get it done.
So you guys want to stay here all day?
No, sir.
Yeah.
This is the longest
So do we
meeting
have
we've
a
had in 3
motion
years.
and/or a second to adjourn?
No move.
Second?
Second. Whoever. I'm glad to get it over.
This is probably, what time is it, 6:15? This is probably
Oh,
11 minutes.
that's gonna look good, that. I've been on that all day, cause I.
Great. How about you, man? You got to get home. It's my wife's
I would say.